Hi guys, how are you? I'm going to call this one the first video on the darkness, okay? The reason being is I think I need to get past this because I'm having a problem with a little bit of blockage. So maybe if I get this out, I'll feel better, and I promise you that I would get it out. The way that the darkness works, okay, they feed off our innocence and ignorance, okay? For instance, let's just take a satanic cult. Once you pledge to the Dark One, okay, in other words, you give him glory, he gets energy. They work on essence and energy. We don't necessarily understand that aspect or that realm, but everything has a form of energy. Fear, the 7 deadly sins, okay? They all have an energy about them. A dog can smell fear. Some people can as well. But how they take advantage in the largest way of our innocence and ignorance is, one, not knowing, two, our own ignorance, thinking we are absolutely correct. Now, the darkness and the satanic cults will use the very Bible we hold dear as a weapon against us. How is that even possible? Excuse me, let me get a sip here. Thank you, Lord. Good cup as usual. Now, you can take this for what it's worth. But this is in different organizations. This is in satanic cults, however you want to look at it. They take a 66-book Bible, okay? Most popular is King James. Was it one of the original ones used? Yes. Why? Well, I did a video on that the other day. In Revelations 22, it says that do not add or remove to this book, meaning the Bible. The original, quote, Bible was 73 books through the Catholic and Orthodoxy, okay? So they use the 66-book Bible, or the King James, to aid in their rituals. Again, how and why? Okay. There are 66 books in the Bible. 73 in the Catholic. 73 is the number of completion. Okay. 73 is 7 plus 3 is 10. That is the number of completion. 66. And then you put that book in the hands of man. Man is represented by the number 6. You have 666. Now, this is not my theology. This is what I've learned. This is what they use, and this is why they use it. Okay, in our innocence and ignorance, we think that that is the end-all, be-all book, because what happened? There were books changed and removed. This is a big deal to the Satanists, to the evil, and to the cults. That's a big deal. Because one, most people don't know it, takes advantage of their innocence. And most people believe that the 66 Bible is the, quote, purified version, the truest form. In our ignorance, there's where they get their energy. And you see, they use that as a chant, as a ritual. When they see someone with that Bible, or if they know a church uses a particular Bible, that's their target. That's their target. See, when Catholic churches are vandalized or desecrated, it's generally not the Bible that is desecrated. It's the tabernacle. It's the tabernacle. Why is that? Weird, right? Tabernacle goes way back to the Old Testament. Need another sip. So that's what I want you to understand. How they get energy of it. They call on it. They crave on it. They invoke it. Just like I said, I don't think we will ever truly know the name of the fallen one, the very first one, because I think it's been struck down, struck away. Because if we knew it, that entity would be called upon. Okay, and I told you in a video, I'm just trying to wrap these little things up that I've given you in the past. I've also stated that in the Bible it states we struggle not against flesh and blood, but powers and principalities. Well, powers and principalities, I believe, is a telltale sign of what the Bible's trying to tell us. The Dark One took 200 angels with him. And I think the majority of the powers and principalities, which is each a grouping of a rank of angel, just like an archangel, guardian angel, a powers angel, principalities angel, a seraphim. They're types of angels. So when we struggle against powers and principalities from on high in our world, King James, one of the biggest powers, and his principalities were worldwide. See the correlation? Again, I'm not stating that the king is evil. I'm telling you what I've learned. My opinion of the king means nothing. Okay? Zero, zip. Because it would be an opinion. But this is what I have learned. This is what they use with the rituals. This is how they take advantage of our innocence and ignorance. You know, when we bash other faiths, other denominations, that's energy, that's food for them. Do you understand? That's like a smorgasbord. Ooh, what flavor am I getting today? That's how they get their energy. And if you take a look at what we've gone through recently with the, quote, non-binary people. What does non-binary mean? Well, one, Baal is a dark god, okay, supposedly a demon. And this demon has male and female body parts. And when you state non-binary, you're literally rejecting the creation of God. You're saying, I'm not male, I'm not female, I'm something different, like Baal. So when you start putting together the pieces, it's integrated in our everyday life, okay? Because we don't understand the language. Anytime you turn and see something, anytime you turn and buy something, it's there. Okay, how can that be when I buy something? Okay, give me an example. The name of Logos, which basically means Christ. Okay, companies use, and it's pronounced Logos. I believe it's spelled with an A. But when you see a company logo, you see it's establishing itself as an authority, not as a trademark. We see it as a trademark. They're branding. You see, what does the devil do in the end times? They mark their people. The heavens say, holds the four winds back until God puts his mark on his people. And in the end times, we have the branding on the hand or the forehead of the mark of the beast. So when you won't believe how much of this is surrounded by us through everyday life. And quite frankly, in faith, not religion, in faith, you're stronger than these things, okay? But what happens is, in just as it says in the end times, confusion will be abound. We don't know. We've been confused. Are we confused? Absolutely. But we've been targeted to be confused. You have to see the world through the eyes of the darkness. And believe me, it's not a pretty place. It's not a pretty place. Okay? It's ugly. And it's integrated within our everyday lives. I have an iPhone. Okay? What's the logo? An apple with a bite out of it. You think that's just coincidence? It's nothing against the company, but you see, they are ruled by the, quote, powers and principalities. The ones I think where most of the fallen came from. That group of angels. Once you start putting it together, it puts all the pieces together. So I hope you understand that. Now, do they use a Catholic Bible in those satanic rituals? Yes, absolutely they do. But it is truly only a demon can call upon them to use that one because they themselves can't touch it. So is it the correct Bible? Who knows? One thing I do know is they don't use, to my knowledge, the Ethiopian Bible. Now, are there dark practices that use the Ethiopian Bible? Yes, as with any religion, there are religions or sects, CTS, that use what they have to their benefit, always for the darkness. If there's light, there's dark. And as I mentioned in the previous video, God said, let there be light, and he separated the light from the darkness. I think that's a very telltale sign. It's probably more than we will ever understand. I see that verse, and all I hear in my head is, I am. It's beautiful simplicity. I am is much deeper than we will ever know or comprehend. And I believe that aspect of separating the light from the darkness, that's immense. And I think it's every bit as graceful and simplistic as I am. But I thought I'd give that to you today. Excuse me. Hopefully that maybe unblocks me from what I'm trying to do. And that'll kind of give you a preview on what's to come. And again, you can agree with it or not agree with it. But quite frankly, if you start researching these things and you realize what they do and what they use, I'm not wrong. You'll vote for yourself. But I warn you, a lot of people that go down that path, they now engage in the world more. They see the politics, they see the fighting, they see the good trying to combat the evil, and they get sucked in to the world. We're not supposed to be of the world. We have to live in it, but we're not supposed to be of it. So you take the danger of, quote, knowledge. Knowledge is data. You can do with it what you will, but most people can't get enough of it once they see the real world. And then they have a tendency to not see the faith because now they're enamored with what they see in the world. So you really have to be careful. So I don't recommend you doing that. But if you have to, Godspeed and God blessing.